Hey guys, so we're back with another garage door video. So the weather's getting cold, I'm wearing a hat here, and you know what that means? Mice are gonna try to get into your house, and one of the places that they will always get in is into your garage, and that's due to a worn or damaged garage door seal. So I'm gonna show you how to change one out today. All right, so it's super simple to change these garage door seals. If you have two people, it definitely goes a little bit quicker, but you can do it by yourself. So our very first step is to open the garage door. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so you can see that that side is actually totally missing on my garage door. You can see it's cracked and it's flattened. It does not seal anymore. So I'm gonna show you how to remove the old seal, clean this up, and then we'll get the new seal installed. All right, so removing the old seal is as simple as grabbing yourself a utility knife, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna take the utility knife and we're gonna run it right down the center. Once it's split, you wanna kind of spread it apart a little bit. All right, now once you have that all cut, what you wanna do is grab some gloves, and normally you can slide the old seal right out. All right, so we got the old door seal out, and I'm gonna show you what the new one looks like, and I will drop a link down in the description for this particular seal. I bought this on Amazon. It's kind of cheap, and it has really good reviews. So this is what it looks like from the side, and this is actually the inside of the seal. And you can see that T-slot rubber right there. So all that happens is this folds up basically in the middle here. This is the part that sits against the concrete or your garage floor. And these two fold up like this, and these go into that T-slot on the bottom of the garage door. All right, so there's a couple things we have to do first before we put the new door seal in, and that is, one, we need to clean out that channel, that T-slot, and we need to use some lubricant in there, and that's gonna save you a bunch of hassle, especially if you're trying to do this on your own without help. I'm gonna take an old paintbrush. You can use pretty much anything that you have that's similar to a paintbrush. And I'm just gonna brush out the T-slot all the way down and get any of the gunk out of here. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use some white lithium grease, and this is from Blaster. I think this is the same brand. It's PB Blaster, the rust penetrant. And we're gonna take the little straw out. We're gonna put it in there, and we're gonna lightly spray inside of the T-slot. Now you don't have to put a whole lot in here, so I'm just putting the straw inside that T-slot, and I'm lightly spraying it. All right, so we're just gonna lay this down on the ground here. Now the door seal actually doesn't really go past the track here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it right here. I'm gonna put something heavy on it, and then we will come over to this side over here. I will pull it straight all the way over, and then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut it probably about a ½ inch past the face of that track. All right, and that's all there is to it. So here's the T-slot right here. You can see that that opening there. That's the opening that we sprayed the lubricant into right there. And that's where we're gonna slide our new door seal into. We're gonna take and we're gonna start both edges here, the top and the bottom edge. And it's a little tricky, especially if you're doing it by yourself. One thing you wanna watch too, some garage doors, they actually will bend these little tabs down to kind of hold the sealant in place. And you wanna make sure that they're not bent before you go start this process. Now I got it started. I'm gonna show you what it looks like because you may have not been able to see. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to basically curl this up on the left here and try to guide it into that slot, into that opening, and then I'm gonna use my right hand to basically pull this into the bottom of the garage door. Okay, now it goes pretty smoothly for the most part until you get about halfway. Once you get about halfway is when it starts getting a little tricky. And this is what it looks like as you're bringing it through. So we have the rest of that to push through there. So it is a little tough, especially if you don't have a helper. can see some hanging off here. I would suggest bringing one side all the way over, whichever side is easier to trim for you. And it's okay if it's hanging out a little bit. You can actually see my other door here I did earlier today. It's hanging out about 1/4 inch. So you want a really sharp razor for this. All right, as you can see, we got about 1/4 inch sticking out of that side and about the same on this side. All right, so your very last step is to close the garage door. Make sure it closes all the way. Make sure you don't have to make any stop adjustments for the lower stop. All right, as you can see, we got a nice brand new seal here. All right, so I wanna put my little LED light here, and we're gonna go to the outside and see if we can see that light still. And you cannot see any of that LED light coming through. And we'll check the rest of it here. We got a nice fresh door seal that should last us for many more years. All right guys, so that wraps it up for this video. Super simple, took me less than half an hour to do. Why pay someone else to do it when you can do it yourself? I'll drop a link down in the description, like I said, for the garage door seal that I bought on Amazon. Get yourself some white lithium grease. You could probably even use Armor All. Anything to really lubricate that seal to be able to slide it through that T-slot rubber. So if you found this video useful, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing and checking out my other DIY content. I have a bunch of videos on my channel for just about everything. So until next time, thanks for watching.